Austin here from GrabFit. We got my buddy Andrew Knorr in the house from Knorr Star Fitness. He's going to be talking with us. He was actually in the video right here doing deadlifts. This was 3x4 at 80% of his max, 415. Was ripping it up. And then I transitioned I did my set for sumo deadlifts. I can't remember the weight I actually did. But in the next clip, that again was for 3x4 80%. I believe it was 385. I'll have Andrew chime in now.
So Austin's playing the violin, as we all see here. It's that's a little joke that we got off of Instagram. Sumo pullers play the violin, and conventional pullers are playing the guitar. But yeah, one thing that we made, we're both making sure that we're doing, and we're both doing a heck of a job of really holding each other accountable on form. If we see our form start to slip, we'll definitely call each other out, tell each other to reset and just kind of regroup and then go. Moving on is probably one of my favorite exercises for assisting the squat and the deadlift, and that's the safety bar squat. Now, we're throwing in bands kind of just for the hell of it. Bands are a great way to develop explosiveness and get really good at pushing weight fast. So I know a lot of the people at Westside use bands and all that. I know there's a lot of other people that use bands. I've tried to get a lot of ideas from the Westside methods and other people. I know some people don't like bands, but I enjoy them. It helps us. It's helped Austin out extremely on his squats. I think it's just because of my stance. I think it's carried over a little bit more to my deadlift, but we'll go on from there. I mean, safety bar squats, basically, for those of you who don't know, it mimics a high bar squat just by putting the bar up higher on your traps, and it makes you engage more muscles in your back to keep your chest upright. So instead of having the weight pull you down at a lower portion, like say around where your rhomboids would be, low traps, rear delts, it sits higher on the bottom of your neck at the top of your traps, and really the only downfall to the exercise that I've found is it's difficult for some people to maintain upper back tightness. People squeezing their shoulder blades together, sometimes they tend to get loose. And I mean, as long as you know how to properly do that, I don't really see too big of a deal with that.
But yeah, it was like, and this was for a 3x10. And we did what, like 140, 155.
Yeah, we using a little bit of progressive overload.
So if you guys don't know what that is, we added on a little bit of weight each set, and also what we did, the band tension, I believe, was like 30 pounds for the blues, right? Something each side. Yeah. So that in addition to what we had on the bar. Now transitioning next, we did sumo. I did the sumo deadlift right here, and this was on a 3 to 4 inch deficit, I believe. It was about 45-pound plate we had was pretty fat. So we stood on that, and I did the sumo. Andrew did conventional, and this was for
3 sets of 10.
3 sets of 10 again. And we actually used an Axel Bar for this. So it was a wider bar, harder on the forearms. You know, the grip was definitely, it's a lot harder to grip. So we only did 225 with this. But again, with the deficit, guys, it really helps at the bottom of your deadlift, you know, because you're putting yourself at a mechanical disadvantage. Like we've said before in other videos, you know, when you're higher up, you're actually traveling a farther distance. So it puts you at a mechanical disadvantage. So there we go. Andrew's about to lose a plate on the left side of his barbell, right there.
Yeah, I didn't find out about the invention of collars until last week.
But yeah, going on next.
Next we had a nice little superset action, so a little CrossFit, as some of you will refer to it as. We started off with lying leg curls, and this was solely for hamstring stimulus. This is no magic secret to a deadlift. This is just for hamstring stimulus. We supersetted that with seated leg extensions. Nice and simple here. It was a 3x10 on both. I believe we used 90 pounds on the leg curls and about 100 pounds on the leg extensions. Nothing too really fancy to report here. Now, this next exercise that we have, I'll go into it a little early, is belt squatting. belt squatting is something that Austin and I have both been using since we've been training at a new facility. For those of you who don't recognize the backgrounds, it's the training center in Newcastle, Delaware. The place is sick. It's got a great mentality. Everything about it is just real good, nice and old school. But anyway, back to the belt squatting. Belt squatting allows you to, generally it's used with a wider stance. It allows you to force your hips back, so making your shin angle very, very different than what it normally is. Instead of kind of having the knees push forward a little bit, the belt squat, your shin angle should be either perfectly parallel with a wall, or sometimes I've seen people even have a shin angle that goes with their knees behind their heels. Generally, that's with somebody that'll be doing belt squats on a box. That's a little bit easier to get into position here. Now, as you're looking at it, I had my body extremely far forward, and that was just to really help with the hip hinge and really engage my glutes towards the end. Austin here took a bit of a narrower stance. I believe this was one of your first times trying the movement.
I was
so
wobbly.
he did a heck of a job trying to do it. It was good, and we both found that it's carried over to our deadlifts and squats very, very well.
Yeah, I mean that's really the whole thing. Like you just cleared that up pretty well. Is like it's really helped me just stay, and also Andrew, stay just on our hips or on our heels and really just explode out. Stay back on our heels, and out of the hole we're just more explosive, and it's more in that angle. You're getting more of that hip drive as well. So I mean that's really the whole gist of the workout. This was the beginning of our prep. This is the beginning of our prep, up into our meet that we have February 25th. But a lot of volume in this workout itself. And as the meet approaches, we're going less volume. But yeah, I mean, that's going to conclude the video, guys. I mean, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to have a couple more videos leading up into the meet. But again, any questions, always shoot them over. Just email graphit@graphit.com. You can also message on here. But thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more weekly videos, we got a lot more coming out each week. But thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and we will talk soon. See you soon. Bye-bye.